Hey coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins History Top 3 First up. Today, we're diving into a humble but potentially surprising coin, the 2002 one-penny coin from the United Kingdom, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. At first glance, you might think, it's just a penny, right? But hold on, there's more to this coin than meets the eye, especially when we're talking about coins in extra fine or uncirculated condition. So, what makes the 2002 UK 1p coin worth looking at? And why are collectors starting to pay real attention to it? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the design. The obverse features the classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by artist Ian Rank Broadley, used from 1998 to 2015. It's a familiar and elegant depiction. On the reverse, we see the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. This design remained in use until 2008. Now, in terms of minting, over 739 million of these pennies were produced in 2002. That's a lot, so why would it be valuable? Well, the key is in the condition, rarity of errors, and collector demand. Coins in circulated condition are usually only worth face value, but coins in extra fine, XF, or uncirculated BU condition, that's a different story. Let's talk about what extra fine XF means. These coins show only the slightest signs of wear on the high points. The luster is mostly intact, and the details are sharp and clear. Collectors love XF coins because they're close to mint state without the full premium. They're a sweet spot between beauty and affordability. So, how much is a 2002 UK 1p in extra fine condition worth today? As of today's coin auction trends and recent sales, a 2002 1p in XF condition can fetch anywhere between £1 to £5, depending on the seller, demand, and presentation. And here's the twist. If you've got one in brilliant uncirculated condition, or better yet, a proof version from a mint set, you could be looking at £10 or more. But even more exciting, rare errors on these coins. Some 2002 1p coins have been found with off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting mistakes. And those can raise the value significantly at auctions. Just last year, a 2002 1p coin with a clear mint error sold for £45 on an online coin auction site. So, the moral of the story, even common coins can be worth something if they're in great condition or have unique features. Now, let's talk about how to check your coin's grade. Use a magnifying glass or macro lens. Check the fields, the rim, and high points on the queen's face and hair. Less wear equals higher value. Also, look at the toning. Coins with even, attractive toning can bring a premium. Avoid coins with green corrosion or heavy scratches. So, is the 2002 1p going to make you rich? Probably not overnight, but in the right market, it could bring a small but satisfying return, especially if you're holding multiple XF coins, or even better, part of a full year set from 2002. Collectors love complete sets. And if you're serious about selling, look into online auction platforms like eBay, coin fairs, or even local coin dealers. Presentation matters too. If you can, store your XF coins in airtight capsules or sleeves to preserve that lovely finish and prevent tarnishing. Before we wrap up, here's a bonus tip. Some people are collecting low-denomination coins now, in preparation for future scarcity. And guess what? That could drive the value up even more. So don't ignore those pennies in your change. The 2002 1p might be small, but in the world of numismatics, every detail counts, and every coin has a story. Next up. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1987 United Kingdom one-penny coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, and specifically what it's worth if you've got one in extra fine, XF condition. You might be surprised to hear that something as ordinary as a penny could actually have some serious collector value today. But not all coins are equal, and condition and rarity matter, big time. First off, let's talk about the obverse of the coin. That's the side with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. designed by Raphael Makloff. It's elegant, timeless, and marked a key design era in British coinage. Flip it over to the reverse, and you'll find the classic design of the portcullis with chains, a symbol long associated with British currency. It's simple, but iconic. Now, the 1987 penny is made from bronze, a metal mix that gives it that rich reddish-brown color. But here's where things get interesting. How do you know if your penny is just pocket change or something more? Let's talk about grading. A coin in extra fine, XF, condition means it has minimal wear on the high points, retains most of its original detail, and has good eye appeal. No dents, scratches, or corrosion. If your coin looks nearly new but has just the slightest sign of circulation, it might just be XF. That's good news, because collectors are always on the hunt for well-preserved coins. In terms of mintage, the Royal Mint produced a little over 650 million 1p coins in 1987. So yeah, they're not exactly rare, at least not at first glance. But here's the twist. Only a small percentage of those coins have survived in XF condition or better, especially after decades of circulation. That's where the value comes in. Condition is king in coin collecting. An average, heavily circulated 1987 penny? Worth face value. But a clean XF one? That's where collectors start to get interested. So, what's the market like today? Well, if you list a sharp, XF-grade 1987 penny on an auction platform like eBay, you might get between £1 to £5 depending on interest. And that's just for a regular XF example. If you've got one that's uncirculated, or from a proof set, or with a mint error, the value could rise even more, sometimes up to £20 or more. Mint errors are especially hot right now. If your coin has an off-center strike, a double die, or even a clipped planchet, it could be worth big bucks. Let's not forget about collectors who are trying to complete your sets. For them, getting every year in great condition is a must, and they're willing to pay more for pristine examples. It's also worth noting that 1987 marks an important era in British coinage. Just a couple years later, the UK began shifting away from bronze and eventually introduced the new portrait designs. So coins like the 1987 penny are part of a bygone age. That gives them historical appeal, especially to Queen Elizabeth collectors and fans of that Makloff portrait era. So, how do you know what your coin is worth? First, check the condition. Use a magnifier if you need to. If it's crisp, shiny, and detailed, you might have something. Next, compare it to others being sold online. eBay, Etsy, coin forums, and even coin appraisal apps can help you get a rough idea of market trends. And, of course, talk to a local coin dealer. A quick in-hand evaluation can reveal things you might have missed and give you a better estimate. So, in summary, the 1987 UK penny might not make you rich overnight, but in extra fine condition, it definitely has collector value, especially if it's part of a rare variety or has a mint error. Even a 1p coin can tell a story about history, monarchy, and the passage of time. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what's hiding in your change. If you've got a 1987 penny and you're curious about its value, let me know in the comments. Drop a picture, and we can chat about it. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, and subscribe for more coin deep dives just like this. We've got more rare finds, historical stories, and valuation tips coming soon. Thanks for watching. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep looking because sometimes even a penny can be priceless. Catch you in the next one. Next up. Today, we're diving into a coin that you might overlook in your change. The 1999 one penny Elizabeth II from the United Kingdom. Just one penny, but could it be worth more than its face value today? At first glance, it looks like any regular coin. But when it comes to coins, condition, rarity, and demand all play a massive role in its value. Today, we're focusing on the 1999 one penny in extra fine condition, a grade where the coin has seen very light circulation and still has almost all its details intact. Host. But why 1999? What makes this year special, and why are collectors starting to pay attention? In 1999, over 600 million one penny coins were minted. So no, it's not rare by mintage alone. But when it comes to well-preserved examples, especially extra fine, or better, that's where things get interesting. Host. Many coins from the late 90s were heavily circulated. It's hard to find them now in pristine condition, making XF and AU examples more desirable to collectors. Host. We scoured recent auctions, collector forums, and marketplace listings to get you real-time data on what these coins are actually selling for today. Host voiceover. Just this year, a 1999 one penny in verified extra fine condition sold for £3.45. That's over 300 times its face value. And in some listings, sellers are asking for as much as £5 or even £10. Host. What drives that value? One word: condition. An average 1999 penny? Still worth a penny. But a top-grade example? That's a different game. Host. Notice the sharp details in the crown, the crispness in the lettering, and the original luster. These are what elevate a coin into collector territory. Host. Queen Elizabeth II portrait, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, features strong detail and realism. A clean, unworn version really stands out. Host. Even minor scratches or discoloration can drop a coin's grade. That's why preservation matters. Keep those coins dry, cool, and clean. Host. Grading isn't always easy, but having a coin professionally graded can increase its market value, especially if you plan to sell or auction it. Host. If you have a 1999 one penny and think it's in great condition, you might want to send it in for grading. Certification gives buyers confidence and raises your asking price. Host voiceover. Online platforms like eBay show a variety of prices, from pennies to pounds. Some collectors are hunting full-year sets, while others want single coins in pristine state. Host. So, how do you know if your coin is extra fine? Look for clear hairlines on the queen, no major dings, and sharp edges on the lettering and shield. Host. Here's a quick checklist. Minimal wear. Full detail on the queen's portrait. Bold rim and lettering. Copper red color or original tone. No damage, corrosion, or heavy scratches. Host. If you've got one that checks all these boxes, congrats. You may be holding on to a hidden gem. Host. Now's the time to protect it. Use coin flips, sleeves, or even slabs to preserve its value, especially if you plan to sell. Host voiceover. With Queen Elizabeth II's coins becoming more collectible after her passing, and with newer monarch coins entering circulation, demand for classic designs is rising. Host. Market trends show a growing collector base, especially for coins from the late 90s and early 2000s, a generation now into coin hunting. Host. So don't underestimate the humble 1999 one penny. In the right condition, it's more than just change. It's a collector's piece. Host.